What is going on, everyone? Welcome into the stream. My name is Sabrina Vixaria, the Siren within, the part of me I finally chose to give a voice. New background today. I wanted to mix it up a little bit, try something a little different. So instead of just jumping straight into the gameplay, you can come and check out my little sanctuary here, my little room, my just chatting screen. Haven't given a chance to use it yet, but like I said, I want to try something new. Want to start with that. Um, and it kind of gives me a minute to kind of figure out what I want to talk about. And I'm gonna start. I figure it also works because I always crack open an energy drink, so I can do that, start that, and then kind of segue into the game. So without further ado, today we have 3D Energy Citrus Frost. Crack that open. So I had one of these maybe a month or so ago, and it was pretty good. So let's see if it still holds up. Yeah, no, that's very good. Very reminiscent of like a white monster, although I actually think this is better because I've had a few white monster clones, I guess. White monster, I know Gorilla Mind has a white Arctic Frost, white something like that. That one was all right. But I think this is probably oh, Ghost. Ghost has a citrus flavor. But I think this is might be my favorite of the citrusy kind of drinks. Like it's a good strong citrus flavor. I'm not a huge citrus person, but I think that's pretty good. I would put that because I know 3D rebranded a couple, I was gonna say a couple months back, but it's probably been almost a year at this point. Um, so I didn't get to try a lot of their 1.0 drinks, I guess. This one is, part of the quote unquote 2.0 rebrand. So I've really only had those five or six flavors, whatever. But this is definitely one of the top new flavors for them. I know the spicy mango just came out. I haven't seen that in store yet, but I'm mixed on that. Like I want to try it and add the can to my collection and whatnot, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. Like mango is good. I do like mango, but I don't know about the spicy aspect of it. But we'll try that out. I don't know if I'll try that one on stream. Usually when I do these energy drinks for the stream, it's something that I'm positive or most likely gonna like. So we'll see. We'll see. I might talk about it after I have it, but who knows? We'll kind of see how things go. Um, but yeah, very very good. I like that. So if you like citrus, if you like White Monster, I would I would say it's better than the White Monster. White Monster's fine. Um, it's yeah, it's fine in my opinion. I know a lot of people like it. It was one of the first ones I had, and it was great. But the more I've had it, the more it's kind of like, it's not as good as I originally thought. But that's okay. Um, because I like trying different drinks. I try tons of them. I think I talked about this before, where I've started like cataloging the drinks that I try. Just because, excuse me, I unfortunately end up trying so many just because I like to try them out, see what's good, what I like, what I don't like. There's been a lot of surprises in stuff that I've had. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, there have been plenty of surprises. Well, I'm thinking actually, especially of Monster. You know, they've got a couple of new ultra flavors that have come out over the past year or so. Blue Hawaiian. Uh, what's the new one? Wild Passion or something. The Ultra Vice Guava, Paradise. I think Paradise has been out for a little while, and same with the Vice Guava. But a lot of those, they kind of have a similar taste, but surprisingly, those aren't flavors that I normally go for, but they're all really good. You know, the Blue Hawaiian, especially, I'm not a huge fan of pineapple at all, but for some reason that one works. So there's a lot of surprises that I've found from trying all kinds of different drinks. I don't want to say how many I've tried in total over the past couple of years because I definitely have a problem. But, let's just say it's a lot. And there's too many more that are still out there for me to try. So, yeah, I have a little problem. I will say though, I'm disappointed. I my like number one drink, like flavor and everything, is Alani Nu's Breezeberry. It's been my favorite since I tried it. Um, and I know Alani got bought out by, is it Dr. Pepper, Keurig, Pepsi, one of those companies. I don't remember which one it was. And they reworked the formula for all of their drinks. And I know my friend who I've kind of done this energy drink journey with, of trying drinks and stuff. Him and his fiance have noticed quite a difference in some of the flavors. I think they noticed it mostly with like the pink slush version. And, I've had some breezeberries since the formula had changed and whatnot, but it's been fine. I've enjoyed it and it's hasn't tasted any different. And then I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I picked up a couple of more breezeberries just to have in the fridge, and I noticed it has changed. And I was comparing one of my old cans, or some of my recent cans, because I recycle them. And the last can I had before it was a 2024 can, and the one that I just picked up was a 2025 can. And I compared the ingredients, and they are different, and it was definitely noticeable. And I'm like, I'm really bummed out about that because Breezeberry was my number one, and now that it tastes different, it's still good, but it was so different that when I took a sip, I thought maybe it had expired or that there was something wrong with it. Like I took a sip and immediately looked at the bottom of the can because I'm like, this doesn't taste right. And the Best By date or whatever was, for 2027 or whatever. But I was so bummed out about it. But like that has changed. Um, my other like top favorite drink is Monster Rehab Strawberry Lemonade. That's discontinued. I've got like I think 24 cans of it that I've like been hoarding and stocking up whenever I find them at like Dollar Tree. So like my two top drinks are either discontinued or don't taste the same anymore. And that's a huge bummer. Like there's a lot of drinks that I do like and it's fine, but it was kind of like those were my go-tos. And so it's a bummer. I know I forget which was it, last stream or the stream before that, I had a different raspberry twist drink, I think by Bucked Up. And that was pretty reminiscent of what Breezeberry is for me. So hopefully that stays the same. The problem with that is I have to order it online, and it's not the same as like just going to the Target or, you know, a gas station or whatever and finding the drinks that I like. You know, it's more of a hassle. But anyway, that is kind of my little rant, I guess, now that we're underway here. So yeah, well, now that I kind of did that, let's I just jump into the gameplay. I don't know how long I'm gonna go for today. You know, I was hesitant to stream. I might do only a short one, but we'll see how things go as we play. Hi Lyra, how you doing? Good to see you back. I'm excited to have somebody come in and hang out. We're just about to get started. Doing well, doing well. Just talking, it might be a short stream today. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go for, but we're going to play a little more Ripto's Rage and see how we make some progress on that. So, here we go. All right. So, I know the last time I was playing, I was talking about, I was going to go back and check out or go back and do some of the skill points. I didn't get a chance to do that. So, I'm still going to do that off stream and do that, not waste time. But yeah, oh, did I not? Somehow missed one, but we're fortunate that we got that. But we're gonna check out first money bags over here.
Well, I bet
learn how to climb.
Dragon like you wouldn't mind cashing in a few gems to learn how to climb. I'd be willing to teach you for, say, oh, I don't know, a small fee.
Let's see how much. 500? And we got the cash for it.
Regret it. Okay, when you see a wall surface that looks, use the left.
Nice and easy, just jump up to it, boom. Although, not easy jumping off of it, but now we can actually go back. But I think before I do that, I would rather get working on these levels. And I think... So, Skelos Badlands has 2 skill points that we can get. And then beyond that, the other skill points in this place are up on the ladder in the second half of the level. So I think we're going to start with these areas, these levels down here, and then go from there. We'll start with Zephyr, which is an interesting one. Some little orb challenges that I don't care for, but you know, well, we're gonna do them. They're a little easier in the Reignited version of this game, but funny story with Zephyr is I know when I first played this game when I was younger, I missed this level a few times, and I remember coming back to the game after having beaten it a handful of times and being like, and finding it, I'm like, oh, this is a new level, you know, and then it made me think, like, oh, did I miss other things? Just miss other levels and whatnot? But it's interesting because I was thinking about it. I wonder if you can beat the game without doing some of these optional levels. I know I'm sure you can't get 100%, but, you know, thinking about it, you have the levels where you give Allura, you have a certain number of orbs to get into the speedways, but you have certain levels that you give moneybags, gems, and they're optional, right? Like, you don't actually have to do that. So I'm curious if you can, how far, like, I'm sure you can beat the game without it, but it does make me curious. Okay. So I think for those guys, I actually have to shoot them. Alright, let's get this for sparks, and we'll find somewhere. I thought there was one at the beginning, but I guess not. Or they can just take each other out. That works too. Alright, let's grab these. Find us a cannon. There we go. Little slug. Oh.
Cannons just ain't working for me. Do you think you can blast that bird, soldier? Jump up here and give it a try.
Yep, I got it, bro. Yes, we can also change the trajectory as well. If I could just... There we go. Now, I swear there was one further back in the start, because I don't know, maybe... Could be misremembering. Alright, if we can time this one up. Almost. Too late. Ooh, just barely. I'm excited today because I got some new earbuds. Because, you know, when I stream or play games and stuff, I use the over-ear headphones and stuff. But I'm somebody that just... I have to hear myself talk while I'm doing stuff, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. It's hard to describe that feeling, but I like... If I don't hear myself talking, I feel like I'm talking too quiet, or I end up yelling and talking too loud. So I bought some new earbuds. They're like open ear earbuds, so they're like they're not in my ear, they're like hanging on to my side of my ear, and I like them so far. They're really cool. Today I'm testing it out with stream and stuff. I don't even know if that's not even reaching over there. I might be able to hit them, but because I've heard about open ear headphones and all that stuff, but I've never looked into it, so I'm kind of hoping that this is a good alternative for me. Is it even... This is the tough thing. I can't tell. I think it might be reaching. Let's just spam it and see if we get lucky. But yeah, so I'm hoping the open ear is a little better for me. You know, I figure it's a little easier to try out some earbuds because I can use them when I go out and about and, you know, go for a walk or out in public and whatnot. And I can at least try them out that way. And my hope is to... Oh, I think that's right. One of them killed the other one. I'd like to get some headphones, like over-ear headphones. Oh, I guess I have to do that too. That are, you know, open ear. Just because, like, even right now when I'm talking, I feel a total difference of how I'm sounding. And 'cause normally when I have my normal over-ear headphones, I end up having to take one of the cups off just so I can hear myself talk, and it's like when you do that you end up missing half the audio, you know, and it's annoying. It's like I want to hear everything and also hear myself talk, you know. And I could set it up in OBS to have it so I can hear myself talk, you know. I get the output on the monitor and for you guys, but there's a delay, so it's really not great for me. So I'm hoping this is like a perfect medium of I can hear myself talk and hear whatever's going on in the game. So far so good. I'm enjoying them. It's definitely a little weird trying to get used to it, but I don't know. I just being able to hear outside of my headphones has been awesome. So, or earbuds, I guess, but it gives me hope. So I'm gonna look into getting some actual good headphones and stuff. You know, I did think about doing like in-ear monitors, because I know that's something that a lot of people use, but those are obviously very expensive, so not quite my my budget right now. But in the future, that would probably be the way I would go, is do some in-ear monitors and just kind of see how that works. I don't know, but because I'm sure there's plenty of really immersive ones, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I like when I first got my headphones, that wasn't something I thought about, was like wearing them and being able to hear myself talk when wearing them. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, I just want the full immersive experience of, yeah, here's, you know, the best option for this or whatever. But now that I have had them for a while, it's like, okay, you know what? This is not what I... Ooh. This is not what I kind of remembered or was expecting, I guess. I don't know. Spam this. A little further. And there we go. Alright, my slug friend.
Wow,
Corporal
what an
Corporal
explosion.
Glug.
It sure is a good thing I had my helmet on. Oh yeah, the colonel wanted me to give this talisman to you if you got through the breeze built.
Alright, which... Oh, just a little bomb, but it's cool. I like it. It's pretty. Alright, so relatively straightforward, but we have 0 orbs. So it's time to come down here. And this guy, or
My name is
Bo
Will
Peep.
Bo Peep, and I've lost my cowlicks. With these battles going on all of the time, they keep running away.
So, I think that, yeah, this is a 2-parter. And this is kind of annoying as well. It's more difficult trying to get some of the cowlicks, I guess they call them. Some of them are definitely annoying. Like, I think, yeah, there's 2 down here. I believe there is a supercharge or a super flame. And that is actually how we're going to get them out. Is that, like, is a super flame, essentially. But it's still not great. Let's click on that one. Alright. Let's see if we can pop them up from here. I guess we'll have to come down here? Yeah, okay. I don't know why just directly shooting them didn't do much. You know, I would think just actually aiming at them would kind of do the trick, but whatever. Okay, I guess we have to come up this ladder. Well, I should probably pick up a new super flame real quick. Oh, this is a cool mechanic to talk about too. That's new to this, is you got these little vases with a question mark, and so you like break it and it spawns somewhere else in the level, and you gotta go find it, you do it again. So it's kind of cool. can be a little tricky sometimes. I think some levels end up being a little difficult, but it's neat, you know, it's a fun little thing. Mixes it up, but oh my, actually I probably don't even need the super flame at this point. Oh, there he goes. Oh, did he go down? Or did he? Please tell me to go backwards, right? Let's drop down and see. Okay. It looked like he ricocheted backwards for some reason. All right, we're almost there. There you go. All right. So let's see. And then these two. And then I believe, okay, really, there we go. After this, I think the second part, there are 2 more to find, and they're, I think, down that way. So those ones are a little annoying as well. In the original game, it definitely seemed much more difficult to do this one. I don't know if they fixed any of the mechanics or whatever, make it a little easier, but it certainly feels easier to me. All right.
Thanks, Spyro.
Oh, first orb.
There are 2 more cowlicks out there somewhere, but I haven't seen them in days.
Alright. Oh, we'll head to this other part of the level. And we got, I believe this is Romeo, right?
What light
Yeah.
from yonder window breaks? That window up there, dummy! The professor said he was working on a way to help me get back with Juliet, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
Alright, we gotta go up and find his Juliet. I know one of the other things I was planning to talk about today. Oh, there's one. One of the other things I was planning to talk about today was figuring out stream times. You know, I am not sure what I want to settle on. You know, right now I'm doing early morning for myself, but I would like to go for later in the day. Please make it across. Oh, that's right. I think it kind of automatically sucks them over. But stream times, I'm doing the morning right now, and that's mostly because when I have time, it's when I have the most energy is early in the morning. I would like to stream later in the day, but I don't sleep well, and I think, late afternoon, I hit a wall, and I get to a point where I'm like, I just don't want to do this. And that's kind of part of the struggle I had early on with being consistent with streaming. Was I wanted to stick with that that later time slot, but I just didn't have the energy to do it. Starting with 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which it's kind of the sweet spot that I want to go for, but I just, it's after lunch, and then I just feel, totally tired, and I don't have the energy for it. So in the future, I would like to move my streams back to that. But right now, the morning is kind of when I have some time to do it, and I do have the energy for it. So I'm like, all right, we're just, again, right now practicing streaming, just saying, oh, Are you kidding me? It's just, okay, find the time to stream, play around, and do it, you know? And I'd like to, like I said, you know, I feel like it would be better to move it to the afternoon. But for now, this works as just a get started, see how things go, and then go from there. No. Oh. It was so good at like pulling them over early on, and now it just does not want to do it. But yeah, I want to eventually move the streams back, like I was saying. It's just, I'm still so new to streaming and everything. You know, I'm not even running any of my socials right now. It's basically just get on and stream, you know. But I want to build on that. I want to figure out how to grow myself and turn this into something a little more fun, I guess. I don't know. You know, I'm hopeful of turning it into something more what I'm currently doing right now. But, you know, there's no guarantees in that. But I want to put myself in the best position to succeed, you know? So that's kind of my thought process is, you know, I've talked about this before. It's just hit go live, just start. But that's kind of my rationale for streaming at such an early time for me, is just I have the most energy for it, you know. Which is not great because I don't sleep, like I said, I don't sleep well. I'm looking into like having a sleep study done. Can you get in for me, please? Thank you.
Well,
yeah, I'm actually in the process of looking into getting a sleep study done just because I don't sleep well. You know, I haven't slept well in a long time. And it's always felt normal. But now I'm realizing, like, it's not. I should definitely have more energy. I shouldn't feel as gross as I do all the time. So I'm hoping once I do that and maybe figure out the best option for improving my sleep and everything. There's a professor here. So he's got some seeds, and we're going to spit them into the ground. And it's going to grow. That's a little platform. So I think it pops back out and do that. Let's do this one first. Yeah. Can I get to that from here? I cannot remember. No. There was a seed somewhere else though, right? I thought. Here, let's try this. Oh, okay. Does he give me another one or no? Let me just double check here. Yeah. Okay. I know we got this other seed over here, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get that from here. Nah. But we can take that seed up here and bring it down there. I believe that's what I'm supposed to do. Yes, okay. Coming back to me a little bit. Spit that one up there, go back. There's a lot of backtracking in this puzzle, I guess you could call it. Not the biggest fan of this level in general. You know, it's fine for what it is, but I don't know. I don't feel like you're missing much. Anyway, you can spit it from up here. I think I scared myself trying to jump up to that. Oh my god. We're on the first level of the day. We're already struggling. Alright. Enough down here, nothing. Alright.
Well done, my boy. Here are 2 more seeds to get you.
Alright. And then I think this one... there's a little trick to this one, I guess. Yeah, let me put that there. Grab this. Shoot this. Carry this one. Not far enough. Okay, there we go. There we go. Juliet.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh, there's Romeo. You can have this. I don't need it anymore.
Very nice. A happy couple. Alright, so we have a few more. Is there anything? I think... Looks like it's all back. So we'll follow the that mystery base. And it's right there. Where does it go next? Okay, kind of close to the beginning. Okay, is there one down there? Oh, yeah. Sparks is a lifesaver for this stuff. Like, some of them are just so small you can't see them like that. Alright, perfect. Everything seems to be, or at least the closest stuff is back this way. Hop up here. Usually these have, I think, 4 locations. You know, they move 3 times before they've hit their final spot. And I think they usually travel backwards in the level, if I remember correctly on them. Which is possible that I'm not, but for the most part, I think that's how they work. Alright, I'm missing just 1 or 2 more. Oh. There we go. Alright. Excellent day. You can move on. Finally. That felt like it took me a lot longer than it should have. Okay, well, a little friendly fire there. Alright, so we're also Zephyr, which is great. And I think, what was this one? Crystal Glacier. Now that I'm thinking about it, most of these levels all do have, like, at least one difficult orb challenge, relatively speaking. I know this one does. Skelos Badlands does. Breeze Harbor has the infamous trolley level, or trolley challenge. I think we'll work our way through these, and we'll save the trolley for a little while after this, but this one has a difficult challenge. Although, like I said, I do think it's easier in this version, where you have to hit these, like, swinging spider things, and if you're not fast enough, they, like, respawn, so you have to take all, like, 20 or whatever of them down, and then you have to have all of them down before you complete the challenge. But these guys, these little Eskimo guys are funny. Alright, nothing behind us.
Spyro!
Widgie?
The Ice Wizards have imprisoned our leader, Shaman Tuck. Can you help us rescue him? It is urgent. He has our tickets to tonight's hockey game in Colossus Valley.
Hell yeah. Don't want you guys missing that. Oh, okay.
If you get on
Sludgy.
the catapult, we'll help you across the chasm.
I didn't really get a chance to talk about it when I was playing the Summer Forest level with the Colossus Valley. But I'm a huge sports fan. And I didn't really get to talk about hockey at all. You know, I did the hockey mini game challenges, but that's I should have taken some time to kind of chat about it, but I guess I can talk about it now. You know, I do love sports, and hockey is one of them. It was one that I loved when I was younger, growing up. Oh, you got frozen again.
Watch.
Iggy.
We'll help you climb this wall up ahead.
It's kind of fitting. We're talking about hockey and Iggy, Jerome McGinley. But this is cute. Right. Just go up and make a little platform for you. Thanks, friends. Oh, these guys, yeah. Oops. Sorry, little snowball buddy. But yeah, so hockey, I mean, sports in general, you know, growing up, it was, I love sports. I still do. You know, it's weird. Sports have always been comforting for me. And I've never really known why. But there's just that, you know, I don't know how to describe it other than comfiness, maybe nostalgia with sports. Oh, money bags. Oh, the bridge, right. There's a bridge. We'll put out for you. You know, but like growing up, I watched every morning before school. I would watch ESPN, SportsCenter, and how much is the bridge
Hello there,
money bags?
Spyro.
200? Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I used to watch SportsCenter every morning before school, and it was like my morning routine. And I don't know, it gave me that level of comfort for some reason. And you know, ESPN's not what it used to be, and that's a shame. It used to be fun watching reruns and highlights of everything that happened the night before and all that. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, just sports in general. But hockey is one of those ones I've had a weird relationship with. You know, growing up, I watched it, but I didn't really understand much of it. My favorite player growing up was Sergei Fedorov when he played for the Detroit Red Wings. And, you know, now that I'm older, I actually kind of understand a little bit more how good he actually was as a player. I didn't get to experience that or realize that as much when I was younger.
Thanks, Spyro. Just hold tight.
So I'm kind of sad that I missed that, or didn't appreciate it enough growing up, you know. And then there was what's called a lockout back in 2004. I know it was 2004. I don't know if it was 03, 04 or 04, 05. I think it was 03, 04.
Think those guys could have got me out of here without rolling a 2-ton snowball onto my head. Here.
But you know, I was so young, I didn't know what that meant, and I never saw it on SportsCenter or anything after that. So I thought like hockey just like didn't exist anymore, which is kind of weird to think, but that was what I thought. It's like, okay, there's no hockey being shown anymore. And then so I just forgot about it for a while. And then, you know, 2010, 2011, I think, I started watching it a little bit more. And started to really enjoy it.
I lost my pet snow.
And ever since it's I don't know if I would say it's, you know, I would put it above American football. You know, it depends. I think it's a seasonal thing. You know, if it's football season, then football is my favorite, you know, and then when it's hockey season, that's my favorite. You know, it's kind of like that. Okay, so I'm cutting myself off here, I think. Yeah, so he's gonna go and look for fish. We have to spit them out for him, or shoot them out. But yeah, so like American football and hockey are like my 1 and 2 in terms of favorite sports. But you know, I like basketball too. It's fun. Let's see, is it this one next? And then, you know, baseball is another one that I have a weird relationship with. You know, I loved it as a kid, played it a ton. All right. Well, now that he's had enough to eat, he's ready to go. We'll bring him home. Cute little guy. But yeah, I've had a weird relationship with baseball too. You know, I grew up playing it. My friends and I would play wiffle ball anytime we hung out.
You found George. I'm so glad.
Yay, George. We would play baseball all the time, you know, and played Little League, and it was fun. And then just for some reason, part of me thinks it's because it got boring. But I don't remember fully my reason for why I stopped kind of paying attention to it. But I didn't feel any allegiances anymore either, you know?
We used to give guys
Okay, this is the challenge I was talking about.
But now they're infested. Great.
4 stars. But you know, I would assume that's just because, you know, once football started to take over my attention, baseball is kind of like, it's a far cry from football in terms of action and all the good stuff that goes on, you know. Alright, well, it actually wasn't that bad. So I think baseball ended up kind of falling by the wayside. And like I said, I didn't feel any allegiances growing. You know, when I grew up, I had a best friend that was a Yankees fan. And so I kind of latched onto the Yankees, which was fine. But then as I got older, it was kind of like, I don't want to be a Yankees fan. I want to kind of build my own grassroots with a team and not just blindly pick a team. So, I forgot I'm not gliding. I'm actually flying right now. But so that led me to kind of want to explore and choose different teams, and just, I think that's why I kind of stepped away too. Is like, I didn't want to be a Yankees fan anymore, but I didn't know who I wanted to root for. So it was easier just kind of like, all right, the sport's boring. I'm not gonna pay attention anymore. And then MLB The Show came back to, Jesus, I'm just pissing away all my Sparks lives. But MLB The Show, which was exclusive to like PlayStation for decades. All right, back starting area, I guess. Where is it? Oh. Oh, okay. Relatively simple, I guess, level. I didn't remember that, but that's good. Yeah, MLB The Show was exclusive to PlayStation for like 2 decades. And it eventually came to Xbox and Game Pass, which was awesome. I was like, oh, awesome. I get to play a baseball game for the first time in forever. And so it was kind of like, once I started playing that, there was sort of that drive to be like, okay, which players do I like? What teams am I gravitating towards, you know? And so I started trying to figure that out for myself, and the more I played it, the more I got back into the game and just kind of found love for it. You know, with a lot of the rule changes that the league has been making to speed up the game and just improve the product overall. I've been falling back in love with it, you know, and it's weird to say that after being gone away from it for so long. You know, I would still watch the World Series every year, and like the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby and all the special stuff that they do with that. But beyond that, it was like, nah, it's too boring. And now they've added like what's called a pitch clock, so pitchers have a certain amount of time they have to be ready to throw their next pitch, and batters have to be ready and this and that. And that has been a huge help for speeding up the game and just making the viewing experience much better.
Hey, Dragon.
His name's Gronk.
If you see any of my little buddies getting torn.
Again, we're talking about sports and we come up with Gronk, so that's cool. Oh. I need him to stop. Like that. There we go. Okay. So that's one of the skill points that we have to do in this level is killing all of those guys. The little what do they call it? Look at the guidebook. Cat Bat Quartet. While we're trying to knock all of them out. Oops. Yeah. It makes sense that flame would not work against the little flame troll thing, whatever you want to call them. Let me see. Oh. I don't like it because they are very cute. Little cat bat. But we must... Okay. Well, that was just poor timing on my part. And we got cute little salamanders that we destroy to get sparks. It's not great either. I don't think this works. Spitting a fireball at this works, does it? No. I didn't think so, but I figured I would check. I'll need that for later. And this challenge
Spyro, a villain.
was not my favorite either. Oh, I have to flame them, I guess. Oops. I don't... Oh, okay. Let's try that one again. I know there's like it's a defined pattern as to which eggs crack open first. And then, you know, the order of them. Oh, I gotta do... Alright. That's fine. We'll just... Okay. We're not off to a great start here. Okay, jeez. What are we doing, Bree? At least I don't have to get the bone again, I guess, but... Ooh, that was close. Alright, little salamander buddy. You know what? Let's see Zoe real quick. There. Now we got the checkpoint. Now we can keep it going. Alright. Lumpy, let's try it again. I'll try not to roll off the cliff this time. Oh, that one. Well, I guess not. Behind me. Oh. I'm hearing them crack all around me. Okay, but it's just this last one. Awesome.
Well done,
Alright, we gotta do that one more time.
Oh, it looks like...
Yep, let's do it again. Gotcha, one more. Thanks for taking the long way around. Alright. I remember that one being a pain when I was younger as well. So, well, I had to be done with that. No, come back. Oh. Oh, I think I actually... Did I? No, I didn't. I was thinking it made me drop it, but... Okay. What wrong with me? Alright, well, that was not really intended to hit him, but that worked out just fine. But yeah, I guess back to sports a little bit. You know, I completely lost track of where I was on that, but ooh, that scared me. But yeah, I don't know if anybody watches the Super Bowl. I'm very excited for it. Oh, I guess we need more than one. Should be good. If I had to pick a team, I would be rooting for the Seahawks. I don't like the Patriots, and I would prefer not to see them win again so soon after their dynastic reign. So I'm pulling for the Seahawks. I'm pulling for Sam Darnold and hoping that they can get it done. How many are we at? 13. But it should be a fun game. Should be fun. I'm excited to actually kind of have it where I don't care who wins all that much. You know, like, I don't want the Patriots to win, but I don't care if they do. It's not like, you know, the Chiefs are still in it and I have to root against them and there's a good chance that they're going to be good anyways. You know, it's not have to worry about that. So I'm more happy that it's just, I can just kind of enjoy it rather than stressing out and hoping for somebody to beat one team. So should be fun. I'm not like big on like the halftime shows and stuff, but I'm excited to. Bad Bunny should put on a good show. I don't know much about him, but it should be interesting.
You made it through the Badlands. I knew I'd win that bet.
And then it's the Super Bowl's always great, but then it's like, all right, well, there's no football for another 9 months or whatever. And that's when it kind of hits you, and it's like, miss it already. But I'm excited. Please. Come back. Make it easy for me. Thank you. I was gonna say something else, but in regards to like the Super Bowl and stuff, but I lost that train of thought. Where do we want to go? We want to go over here. I'm like trying to juggle 15 different thoughts in my head right now. This is definitely a skill that I need to learn, is being able to juggle the game and just talking and being entertaining and everything. Okay. 'Cause I don't feel like I do a good enough job at it. You know, I come into the stream, like I actually wrote down notes today of like things that I wanted to have so I could talk about stuff. But even still, it's hard for me to kind of riff on that and actually take those topics and run with them. I think I actually have to have the shield up on that one. You know, and then like I tend to distract myself very easily. You know, I don't know if I have ADHD or not. It certainly feels like it. But, you know, I'm not diagnosed with it or anything, but I just can't. I have millions of thoughts running through my head at any one given time. And it's like, I just want to focus on one thing at a time. Is that so hard? And apparently it is for me. And it's the same thing when I come into streaming. You know, it's like, okay, I want to do this and that and whatever. And then I get easily distracted and I forget everything that I wanted to talk about or do or whatever. How do I get up there again? Over here? Oh, man. Forgot about this area. Oh, this is the quartet that they wanted me to knock down. You know, it's just like... Oh, there we go. We have a little, yeah, we do. It's even like this. It's like I end up focusing. It feels like I have a one-track mind. And if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, I completely lose track of everything. And it's very annoying, especially with streaming. It's like I want to focus on so many different things, but I can't do it. Yeah, I guess. Okay, it's this one right here. Okay. It's too early. Too early on that. I don't know if Zoe tagged me or not. Does not seem to be the case. Alright. Do I have to... well, I don't... Oh, do I have to... Yeah. Alright. That was close. I guess I could have scooped up that fireball. Isn't there one? No. Alright. That's fine. Let's do this first. And not be an idiot this time. I think. Why? Okay, why does that not want to work for me? Panicking, hitting the buttons here. Alright. Third time's the charm. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me do a little hover maneuver, but that's alright. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Okay. That guy is gone. That one's gone. So we just need to tag that. Alright, back towards the beginning. So yeah, is there anything else? No. It seems to be all back this way. Although we do need one more bone, right? Oh, it's right in here.
Thank you, Spyro. Now
Thanks, but now I gotta run all the way back. Well, I guess I had to run back there anyway, but... Oh, I forgot about these little guys doing a little dance. Oh. I can say in the original, they definitely did not floss, so... That's a more modern spin on that. All right, so let's explore some other things I was going to talk about today. Let me see. So, preference for games. That was something that I was, because I know the last stream, there was a stream before, I think I was talking about, oh, this is kind of like a comfort game for me. It's one of those nostalgia games for me. You know, and I think back to how, where's that? Oh. 10 more. Oh, somehow I missed those ones. That's 100%? I think back to, you know, because I don't think I finished talking about it. You know, playing every summer. Splinter Cell Original Trilogy, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. My brother and I would play that every summer. And that became a routine, a ritual of sorts for us during summer vacation. You know, and it was a simpler time. I miss being able to do that, you know, being able to sit down and just not have to adult for a lot of things, or everything, I guess. You know, it was a simpler time, and I feel like games were, I don't want to say better. I don't know. I don't know how I would phrase that, but you know, I have heard the term before, you know, golden era, golden age of gaming or whatever. And I guess I would consider that kind of the golden age, but it could be just because I was a kid and I had so much free time to play whatever I wanted. You know, and it's different now where as a kid you could play whatever you wanted. And you didn't have to worry about anything. You could just play games and do whatever. But now you have responsibilities, you have jobs and relationships and certain things that you have to focus on. So you have to be more selective about what you play and what you give your time to. And it's definitely a struggle. You know, there are lots of games that I would love to play and do this and that. Oh, he's just chasing me? There's so many games that look cool and would be fun to play and this and that, but it's hard to get invested these days, you know. And I think about a lot of the trends in gaming now, you know, microtransactions and battle passes, and it's, you know, like some of them do battle passes and microtransactions and stuff okay, you know. It's, if it's a free-to-play game, sure, like that's fine. But you know, you look at games like Call of Duty and shooting far enough. Yeah. You know, you look at games like Call of Duty, and I'm trying to think of other good examples. That just, they are so greedy, and it's tiring. It's like games aren't for gamers anymore. They're more just vessels to make money for companies, it feels like. You know, coming back to sports examples, you know, I think of EA Sports, you know, and they were a great company when I was younger. They had so many great games. They made awesome sports games. I guess we might be, can we hit that? Might have to do it from in there. But they were awesome. They were like a premier gaming company. Looked forward to games like Madden and, well, actually, that was kind of, I guess, Madden, the NCAA football games that they would put out. I would look forward to all of that. And now it's just, like I said, a vessel for making money. They just pump out the same game every single year with roster updates or very minute changes that nobody asked for. And they're like, oh, this is new and game breaking and this is the greatest thing ever. And it's like, no. Oh, Ultimate Team things. That's another thing that's added to, I guess you could call it the enshittification of games, where it makes a lot of money, which I can't blame companies for investing in that. It takes away from all the other things that make the game great, you know? And I miss that. I miss being able to enjoy sports games as they're intended to be played, you know, and it's an overarching problem. It's not just, like I said, it's not just specific to like EA Sports. You know, I don't know how many companies are, I mean, a lot of them are complicit in it, where it's just for the almighty dollar. And it sucks. Okay, let's just spam this. And I think that's kind of why I think about like the golden age of gaming as being when I was younger. Is, you know, you got a game, it was finished on day one, and you got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy the whole thing. You didn't have to worry about DLC and not getting a finished game. And nowadays it's like, there's an excuse, you know, you can push out updates and it's like, we'll make a fix later. But, you know, it's an excuse, you know, you can just not get everything done and you'll be like, we'll patch it in later. And it's fine, like, patches can be great, but if you're not going to put in your best effort to complete a game before you send it out, or, you know, whatever, it sucks. What does that one do? Oh, I think that is a launcher. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't mean to kind of get off on a tangent, but I guess that kind of was what I was talking about a little bit, or wanted to talk about a little bit, is just how my preference in games has changed as I've grown up. You know, you can't waste your time on, you know, you have to pick and choose, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is pick and choose what you spend your time focusing on in games. And I hate that you have to do that. You know, it's inevitable, obviously, because when you get older, like I said, you have to be an adult and work and do all kinds of other things that are more important. But it's, I just wish it was not every game. I guess my point is, I wish not every game tried to game the system in a way, or didn't punish you for not being able to play. And you see that a lot with a lot of games with like battle passes and stuff. You know, you've got to buy the battle pass. If you don't buy it, then you'll never get those items. You know, FOMO, fear of missing out. And it feels like too many companies are taking advantage of FOMO these days, rather than just letting people enjoy the game. There's trouble with the trolley. But yeah, so it's kind of like, oh, let's go around again. I just want to enjoy games. I don't want to feel like I'm working another job to play a game, you know, just to keep up with what everybody else is doing in the game, or, you know, whatever. You know, it sucks. It's because there are a lot of games, I know, because I play Fortnite. A lot of the time it feels like a job of trying to, like, play catch up on it. And it's annoying. It's like, I just want to be able to hop in, play when I want to play, and not worry about it. Ooh, okay, I didn't realize I was going that way, but that's okay. We're good. And I think that's what sucks about battle passes and stuff. Ooh, how you doing, Cookie? How's it going? Okay. That was my fault. I got distracted. Came in a good time. Trouble with the trolley. Classic Spyro mission. Not too bad. How are you doing today? Alright, yeah. Now I gotta, like, reset and be like, oh, I already did this part. I gotta do it again. Yeah, no problem. Happy to have you come in and hang out, check things out. Oh, missed that. Alright, great. Okay.
Trouble with the
No, I appreciate that. I'm very new to streaming and stuff, so every person that comes in to chat or just lurk and hang out it's a win in my book, so I appreciate having people come in and just hang out for a bit. So thank you for trying to give me a chance, I guess. Hopefully I can live up to expectations. Alright, let's... okay, I guess I do have to jump over that. You know, I was actually just talking about kind of like how my taste in games has changed over the course of my life. You know, when you're a kid, you have time to spend time and just play all kinds of different games and oh no, I appreciate that. Happy that I'm popping up. That's cool. But yeah, just kind of talking about how, you know, when you're younger, you get time to play and you can do, okay, I was supposed to jump that one. You know, you can kind of just explore games. If you don't like it, it's like, all right, go in and play a different game and whatever. You don't have to worry about it. Now that, you know, we're all, you know, I'm an adult, or by age I'm an adult, but I don't feel like it. But you just don't have time to play games anymore, and you have to pick and choose what you're investing your time in, and it sucks. You know, I'm talking about like games that prey on FOMO and kind of making it so it feels like you have to play just one or two games, and it's not the way things that it shouldn't be that way. You know, it should be, you want to play a game and have fun, great. You know, you don't miss anything out on, you're not missing anything that anybody else is missing out on. But I don't know, I guess that's just kind of the way things are nowadays. But you know, I that's part of what I was talking about with like Spyro. You know, it's a classic, and it reminds me of those times when I was younger, and it was a finished game. Like, you know, it was, you got the completed game, it came out, and you didn't have to worry about it. And now it's completely different. So it makes having to pick and choose what you play even harder to deal with. And it's, I don't know. Like, I still, of course, love video games and playing them and experiencing what's out there to offer. It's just not like it used to be, you know? And it just makes me sad. You know, gaming's not for gamers anymore. And it's a weird thing to say. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's more for companies just to make money. And it's I mean, it's kind of the way everything is going these days, unfortunately, is just how much money can we make rather than let's just do this for fun, make it a passion project or whatever. And I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get to go back to how it used to be, but I don't know. I guess for now we're just gonna have to reminisce and hope. I don't know. But I mean, I guess my point is, you know, we have games like this where, you know, I can come back to Spyro and, you know, the Reignited Trilogy. Yeah, exactly. You know, because I was talking about how when I was younger, every summer my brother and I would play like the original Splinter Cell trilogy and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We would play that every summer, every school vacation. That's what we would play. We would just run back through it, and that was fun, you know. And I my plan is to kind of revisit those games on stream, just to kind of relive that stuff that I used to have. But it's sad that we have to kind of go back and play those games, you know. And like I was starting to say with this is, you know, it's a modern adaptation of the original games, but it feels nice. It feels like the original games, and there's comfort in that. But I don't know, it's hard, I guess. You know, I never played the Killzone. I was more of an Xbox person. I think Killzone was a PlayStation kind of exclusive, right? I never really played too much of that. But, you know, like, it's fun to go back and check that stuff out. You know, I know I used to break out my PlayStation back in the day, and this was something that I would play, and Nintendo 64, you know, GoldenEye. There's so many things that are just, I still have all my old consoles. Yeah, I'm kind of that same way. My first console, I can't remember if it was N64 or PS1. And then we had the PS2. We didn't have a lot of games for the PS2. But once Xbox came out, the original Xbox, that was kind of the main system my brother and I would play on. And that's kind of where our loyalty ended up lying, was with Xbox, because, you know, Halo and Call of Duty and stuff was so readily available to play with our friends, and it was just, that was what I liked. And then, you know, now as an adult, you know, I've built my PC, and I'm slowly making that shift as well. Yeah, we had a place, it was not super local, but for like my birthday every year, we would have birthday parties at a place that had like, that's fine. I knew what you mean. But yeah, you know, it was a place where they had a bunch of video game systems, and you could rent it out for like an hour, and you got to just have little LAN parties with your friends, and it was so much fun. And it's, you know, it's a lot different now, but I do still kind of miss that couch co-op aspect of it. It's nice, the convenience of being able to play online and hang out with friends, and, you know, make new friends that you wouldn't talk to beforehand. But there was something special about just getting together with your friends and playing around that way. But I don't know. I guess it's just kind of the way things go, I guess. I don't know. Now that I'm sitting here, I'm getting sad thinking about it, you know. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I lost what I was gonna say about that, but I guess nowadays, you know, it's I do find myself kind of gravitating more towards PC gaming. You know, I never did for a while. You know, I've been very loyal to Xbox. You know, I've had my Xbox Live account for, I want to say, almost 20 years at this point. But I find myself... Yeah, I get that, you know, and what's weird is I'm not like a... You know, I know it's not what you're kind of bringing up, but, you know, I'm not an esports person, which is kind of weird, but that's a shame that, you know, I guess because, again, the convenience that we have nowadays where you can just hop online from home. It's not how it used to be where you could just be like, all right, we're going to get together and spend time as friends and just do things together. And you know, it's I never had friends. Yeah. I knew what you mean. Yeah, that was just kind of a little caveat, but yeah, you know, it's I didn't have a lot of friends that had consoles on their own. It was just like mostly at my house. We were the ones that had all the controllers, you know. So we would do split screen and all of that, but. So I didn't get to fully do LAN parties, I guess. We did split screens, but going to that one place was the only time we really got to do LAN stuff. And you don't, yeah, like, oh, okay. Like you said, you don't get to do that.
Looks like you could use another
Yeah,
try at this.
yeah. I mean, they were good. They were good controllers. You know, I think. When I started playing, we didn't have the Duke controller. I know I had a friend that had some of the Duke controllers. We ended up having the more like modern, smaller controllers, which were so much better. I recently, I say recently, but it was a couple years ago, bought a Duke controller for myself just because I'm like, I'm older, my hands are bigger. Maybe it'll feel more comfortable or whatever, but it doesn't. It's the Duke controller is just a behemoth, and like it's cool to have it, but it's amazing how I don't know how they greenlit that, considering how huge the Duke is compared to what they came up with for like the second go around. You know, I have got the Xbox Pro controller with like the paddles on the back, and like to me that's like the perfect controller. I love this controller. You know, I haven't used a PS5 controller. I've heard those are pretty good, but yeah, it's yeah, that was the best part. It was like Christmas morning or your birthday. It's like, all right, cool, I get all these games. You know, you would ask for specific games. I remember one year asking for, I think, Assassin's Creed 2, I want to say. It was one of the Assassin's Creed games. And I remember Christmas morning, and I just played that all day. It was so much fun, and it doesn't work like that anymore. You know, even still, I tend to gravitate more towards digital these days. Because I was a huge physical collector for a while, and I still am to some degree, but it's just, unfortunately, it's easier with digital now, you know. And my brother and I would game share, so it was much easier to it was much easier to just buy one copy of the game, and then we could game share, play the game together on separate consoles, and that kind of has continued on where it's just like, all right, it's easier to do digital. Yeah, GTA 3. I actually never played GTA 3 until the I guess you want to call it the remaster or whatever they did. So San Andreas, no, GTA 2 was my first GTA, and then San Andreas came next, maybe for me. I don't know if they did Vice City, but San Andreas was the best. But yeah, it was like just play it all night. It was great. But yeah, game share, it made sense for us because, oh, I don't know what happened. It worked because it was like I could set my profile or his Xbox as my home profile or my home Xbox. He could set mine as his, and so we only had to buy one copy of the game, and it was digital, and we could both install it, and then we could both play it. So it was like super convenient to do it that way. And even to this day, we still kind of do that together. But like I was saying, you know, I've started to gravitate a little bit more towards PC gaming. Oh, I couldn't realize that one was doing stuff. Okay. But yeah, with PC gaming, because my brother just plays pretty much Xbox, and I focus on like more on PC and stuff. So it doesn't quite work as much as it did, but let's knock you down one more time. Wish these monkeys would leave me alone while we're doing this. Right. There we go. I wish, is there not anything that I can get a new thing for sparks? I guess not. Right, let's just knock these guys down. But yeah, so like now, you know, having a PC of my own, I enjoy it because it's, you know, modding, and there is a lot of ease with playing on PC, and I'm slowly starting to learn that. You know, I've been playing Marvel Rivals with friends and stuff, and you know, I'm playing this on Xbox One. Spyro, I'm playing this Xbox One right now. I don't have the quote-unquote current gen game systems. You know, and I wanted like the Series X and stuff, but now I'm not sure I still want it. With the PC and stuff, I feel like it's gonna be easier to just slowly upgrade PC and just keep going that way. But I don't know. We'll kind of, you know, the thing with PC is you lose the convenience of playing like in a living room or, you know, on a couch, something like that. So I don't know. That's definitely something that in the future I will think about. But I'm looking forward to like the Steam box or whatever, the Steam machine, whatever they're calling it. I'm hoping that can kind of replace an Xbox or a PlayStation, whatever. But it's just probably going to be very expensive. But we shall see. $600 to $800. Yeah, that's honestly, that's not bad, all things considered, in my opinion. So I mean, that's not, yeah. I mean, it would still take me a while to afford that, but I think it's definitely worth it, especially, you know, I don't know how it's gonna work with like modding and all of that sort of thing. But I haven't looked too much into like the Steam machine myself. It's more, I've heard people talking about it in passing, but the idea itself is really interesting and something I'm keeping an eye on, but I haven't like looked at it myself. But I'm hopeful, you know, it would be cool. I know there's the Steam Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck, but that's another thing that would be cool to have, is just to be able to play PC games, you know? It's because I do have a lot of games on Steam in my backlog that you can't, or yeah, that you really can't get on other systems. You know, I think of, I have stuff like Putt Putt and all these kind of random old games, you know? And it'd be cool to just not have to sit at the computer and play them. And go to the living room. Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's another one that would be so much fun to jump back in. Build, you know, parks and all kinds of stuff. And I would love to have comfort of not sitting at a computer. You know, you sit at a computer all day. It'd be more fun to just chill out on the couch, you know? I have heard, oh, right, I have to shoot the flags. Totally zoned out on what I'm supposed to do. Let's talk to you real quick and get our talisman. Little scarab beetle. Alright. I think I have to run all the way back. Yes, that's right. I know there was another part of this that I really did not like. Oh, yeah.
So, you want that flag, eh,
Yes, this is what I was remembering. Is him throwing like the little bomb things at me, I guess. Oh. See, you just get hit once and you have to start over. That's great. Okay. I think the last one of this was the most annoying one. Obviously, you know, you have to go the furthest distance. But I don't know. It seems like there's always that one challenge on each level, like I was talking about earlier, that just drives you crazy. Or it's like an absurd difficulty spike. And this is the one for this level. I think I can take my time a little bit, if I remember correctly, but I'm always in such a hurry on it that I just end up rushing anyways. Close. Ooh. Oh, that was a close one. Okay. Alright, one more to go. One more, and it's the most difficult one. So no pressure. Oh, let me pop that real quick. And I'll hurry down here. Boom. Alright.
You won't get my...
Lock it in. Might actually be able to come up this way. Can I do that? I guess so. That works. I've always just kind of followed him on the ground, but I guess this is probably the best way to do it. I don't know if he moves or I'll pop that and finish chasing him, I guess. We're right there. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Great job, Agent.
Alright, cool. Now we'll head back up over here. Let's grab our loot. And that 100% or no? No. Okay. How about that? No? Oh. Okay. We're slowly getting there. Oh, right. Yeah. There we go. That's 100%. Beautiful. All right. All right, so let's take a quick look. How do we do today? So we did Crystal Glacier, Skillless Badlands, Zephyr, Breeze Harbor. Yeah, we did that one, and Scorch. So not too shabby. Let's see. We have, I believe, we got Fracture Hills. I'm actually going to clean up a little bit here.
Oh, Spyro, hello.
Right, we had enough orbs to get through there. Magma Cone. There's a wall here that we can break. Money bags for 400. Opens up Oasis. Shady Oasis. Okay. Let's see. I think it's... Is it around this corner? Yes. Right there. Alright. Laura. How we doing, Laura? I can fly over here. Okay. Oh, is this another speedway? I think it might be another speedway. Yes. Icy speedway. All right. Let me finish collecting everything here first. I think we're able to go everywhere here now, so we should be able to get 100% Autumn Plains. And then I'll probably just finish out with the Speedway and call it there for today. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so we got the orb way over there. If you can see that in the distance, we gotta glide all the way over to it. And then I think there's another one at the end of this wall. Right? Maybe? I believe so. Yes. Okay, cool. All orbs? How about all gems? No? How many more? Oh, just 10. Okay. I'm gonna guess it's 2 purples somewhere. Down here. Oops. Oh, completely missed that. All right, cool. 100% autumn plains. All right, we're gonna finish off with the icy speedway so I don't have to worry about it. So I think, yeah, we have to get the paragliders up here, but we also have to get the snowmobiles that are driving around. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess we got them all. Not the route that I would normally take, I guess, but I went with this path, so we're sticking with it. Alright, 2 more of those guys. I didn't check to see what time I needed on this, unfortunately. So I think it's probably 110 or 115. I think for this, I think I'm supposed to charge. Oh, alright. You know what? That's fine. That's the last one, too. That's okay, because I kind of screwed up my route anyways. So we'll get a redo a little bit here. Two, 3, and 4. Oh. Okay. I guess I was supposed to fly up to that. Alright, one more. Alright, there we go. So that's the path I think we're supposed to take. I just hope... I think I might have taken too much time, though. Nope. Alright, cool. How much time did that take? 113? Maybe it was 115. So we just got under. I believe we have to go in here, right? Yeah.
Good job, Spyro. Great.
Alright. Oh, yes, I remember this. This was annoying, too, because you have to slide between right, left, and center. And it's not super easy, trying to like figure out specifically how they're lined up in relative to where Hunter is. Because some of them you do have to be kind of, like I said, in the center for. But it's like a dance of just darting back and forth. Okay, not terrible.
Way to go, Spyro.
And I believe that's it for here. I can't remember if any of the speedways have more than one orb or not. That my answer for that one. Let me just check. Yeah, 1:15 was the time. Okay. Oh, I missed that skill point on Scorch too. Did not remember that there was one there. Or I'm the Skilos Badlands one too. All right, so that's like with the Aquaria Towers and Crush. I'll deal with that off stream, I think, because I don't really want to go back and deal with that. Well, let's quit this level. And that leaves us with what? Fracture Hills, Shady Oasis, and Magma Cone. And then we'll have Gulp, his dungeon. And then we'll have Frozen Tundra, the last overworld. So yeah, I think that is where I'm going to call it for today. So yeah, it's about 2 hours, not too shabby. I wasn't sure if I wanted to stream this morning, but I was like, you know what, we're going to push it and try to be a little uncomfortable and make myself do it. And here we are, 2 hours in, and felt like a good stream. So I'm going to plan to be back. I'm going to plan for Thursday, probably same time, like maybe 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern for me. I don't know if I'm going to play Spyro again. I might hold off and do that next week. I'm debating about playing Escape from Tarkov again because I've been playing that off stream, making some good progress in that. And I kind of want to jump back into that and do it some more. Here, I'll come over to the just chatting screen real quick. So I don't know what I'm going to play Thursday. Like my goal is to hop back on Thursday, kind of figure out what I want to do with that, and then yeah, we'll kind of see from there. Because I know I have other things that I want to play as well. It's just I've kind of been in the Spyro kick, and I feel like it's good, fun practice for me for streaming and just trying to find things to talk about and just kind of riff on that rather than talking about the game and commentating gameplay. I still struggle with that. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better maybe, but I can still practice a lot more. So I feel like Spyro has been pretty good for giving me that open-endedness, I guess. But yeah, so thank you everyone that popped in. Lyra, I saw you earlier. Thank you for popping in. And Cookie, appreciate you popping in as well. Hope to see you guys back for another stream. And I will catch all of you hopefully Thursday. If not Thursday, it'll probably be maybe like Monday or Tuesday. Maybe. Hopefully. One of those days in the next coming day. I know I want to build consistency and all that, but I'm still slowly trying to feel things out, and I don't have a consistent schedule just yet. I'm just trying to, like I said, feel things out and make sure I'm enjoying streaming and doing this. So yeah, until then, I'm gonna be a little inconsistent, but that's a me problem, and I'll deal with that. So, thank you again, Cookie, Lyra. I still don't know which one to call you, and everyone else that popped in to hang out for a little bit and chat. Very, very much appreciated, and I hope to see you all again soon. But until then, I'm gonna say good night and have some sweet dreams. And I'll catch you all later.